Have you ever had to deal with a loved one abusing prescription drugs? Well, you're not alone. Studies show that over 2,000 teenagers in the U.S. use prescription drugs that were not prescribed to them every day.
In most cases, they're looking for something, an easy way out. In many cases, they're looking for an easy way out, and drugs and alcohol comes off within society, within music industry, within television, within celebrities as being something that's fun and an easy way to be able to get out of whatever's going on within your life.
A lot of parents are concerned about teen drug abuse, but don't know what to look out for. Frank Perkins and Jessica Smith of the Fort Bend Regional Council of Substance Abuse gives us the basics.
If they were normally used to being active in their local community or church, or if they was really active in sports, that they was really active in different extracurricular activities, like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and things like that, and all of a sudden get to the point to where they want to change up and not really want to do it, or very sluggish and very passive and things like that. Those are some very key signs. So just to be very attentive to your kid, your blessing, and just to really understand. Okay, ask them questions. Why are you not want to be involved? Why is it that you want to sit back and try to find out why is it that they're making these changes within their life? And maybe for them, they might not even recognize that they're making the changes. And so, which could bring up some other issues going on within themselves.
Keeping your prescription drugs locked up, just monitoring your kids from time to time, knowing where they're at, knowing who they're hanging out with is a huge thing. A lot of the kids that come through the school, I ask them if their parents know their friends, and they tell me that their parents have never met any of their friends that they hang out with on a regular basis, and that's huge. Know who your kids are hanging out with. You're not going to prevent everything, right? Like, there's no way to do that, but just knowing as much as you possibly can about what's going on with them day to day will keep you up to date and involved, and you'll be able to see when things change. And I think that's a lot of the problem that I hear about, is that, parents are like, well, I just didn't realize anything was going on. Well, if you're not paying attention to the day-to-day stuff that they're doing, you won't notice when they start to slip and they're starting to drop out of their social activities and they're hanging out with a more questionable crowd.
Substance abuse could be a pretty hard topic for parents to talk to their teens about. Here are some ways to open up a dialogue.
I think the biggest thing trying to get them to understand is the way that they're affecting their brain. Between 15 and 25 is when your brain does all of the really important growing, which is, developing your judgment skills and your personality and your ability to control your emotions. And when they start using drugs and experimenting heavily and cross over into abuse during that period of time, they really affect the way that their brain is going to be able to process things for the rest of their life. One
of the things I like to always push is with the whole prescription drugs we have unique bodies and they're prescribed. And so I always tell kids, if the doctors who are gurus of the body, who are pharmacists and things like that, who prescribe drugs, they are used particularly for one particular reason for that medical history within that person. Teenagers now are using prescription drugs, but not recognizing and understanding that these drugs are prescribed for an individual person or individual medical need. So within that, they don't connect with that, and so it's becoming very prevalent within the community of teenagers, because they feel like everybody's using it, everybody's doing it, like Adderall, the other different things that people are using, but it's at the hands of teenagers. And so it's much easier to be used now, because you have kids who are dealing with ADHD and different psychoactive issues that they have, and so it's very easy for them to get their hands on.
To learn more about the Fort Bend Regional Council on Substance Abuse, visit www.fortbendcouncil.org. Reporting for Stafford Weekly News, I'm Courtney Smith.